TikTok are in the news. They've been hit with an eye-watering £12.7 million fine today for mishandling the data of over 1 million children. The Information Commissioner's Office claims that from May 2018 until July 2020, TikTok allowed more than 1.4 million kids in the UK under the age of 13 to create an account despite its own age restriction guidelines. According to UK data protection law, any platform that uses personal data of kids under the age of 13 must have parental consent. TikTok says it disagrees with the decision, but Information Commissioner John Edwards is scathing of the Chinese-owned social media giant.
TikTok should have known better. TikTok should have done better. Our £12.7 million fine reflects the serious impact that their failures may have had.
I think he's right. He's not very dramatic in his conclusions in that they could have done better. You know, it's not a school lesson. I would have fined them 10 times that amount for this. I think it's absolutely scandalous. This is a classic case where, to go back on our previous story, there really is something to answer here. There really is a case. 1.3 million kids getting onto something like that at that age. You know, there's a lot of stuff on there under 13 should absolutely not be seeing. That puts aside the addictive properties of those kind of things. I'd have made that £100 million fine and see them try and do it again.
Yeah. Well, it's like, what's that, £10 per child?
Yeah, exactly. They don't care about that. They couldn't give a toss about that at all.
But I'm curious how the other social media sites fare. Because we've always spoken about, you know, kids coming into contact with predators online and really unsavory content on Twitter and Facebook and all of that. And I've never heard an investigation of this kind into those specific social media apps. I don't know if this is particularly because of TikTok and the general mistrust around TikTok and the fact that it's owned by the Chinese government. So I don't think there should be any surprise around sketchy data, you know, regulations and all of that. But I'm curious to see what it would look like with other social media
that's
apps.
a good point, JJ, isn't it? But what I can't quite fathom on this, I mean, they must have known that something was amiss. This is a huge multi-billion-pound probably company. They would have absolutely known that something wasn't quite right and kids were signing up and they weren't adhering to their own guidelines.
They were too busy spying on our phones. That's what they were doing.
Exactly what they were doing.
And I think TikTok should be banned in the UK and the West, full stop. I think the Chinese government use it far too freely.
It's banned in China.
It's banned in China.
No, seriously, the
it's not banned over
CCP
here.
doesn't allow Chinese citizens to use TikTok, but they allow it to be used in the West. And that should tell you something about how sinister that app is.
But I also think, where are the parents? Like, you've got 2 young boys. Surely you'd know if they were having a phone with TikTok on there and they're doing TikToks using TikTok. So
But the statistics of how kids get sucked into TikTok, and actually there are statistics about how much more young people use TikTok than anything else. The statistics are now that teenagers are using TikTok an hour a day, and that's an average, an hour a day, and it's completely addictive. And the stuff.
So where are the parents? It's like,
well, exactly.
They say all the kids are smoking weed. Well, it's addictive.
And when you look at the rules, any Chinese government, any Chinese business is duty bound to support the government in any way they can. They have to be able to be open to be used by the Chinese government. It's extraordinary.
Was testifying in Congress last week, I believe, about just this particular issue, about the fact that the CCP can access all of that data just by asking for it. Because
but also, the thing they haven't said is the fine is not just about the fact that children are using the app when they shouldn't be. It's about the misuse then of the data they collected. Correct. I'd like to know what they did with that.
Yeah,
what would they do?
I mean, TikTok, you were saying about the money, it's an $80 billion business. It gets $1 billion of advertising every year. It's absolutely mind-boggling, the amount of money. And the way that the algorithm, much more than any other social media, is so addictive because they use the hashtags, and because you're scrolling on video, every single video that a kid sort of pauses on to have a look at, that data is immediately generating more data and more data, which is why it's so addictive.
Which is showing the same thing. But one of the problems as well, I mean, knowing this about parental controls and all the things you're trying to, you know, put passcodes in and banning this and banning that. We banned YouTube, OK? All that goes with all the passcodes, everything, put all the things in there. Go into the room 2 days later, my little boy's on YouTube. I said, how did you get on YouTube? He said, I just went through Safari. So he used it, just went through a search engine and found it that way.
Yeah.
There's no way of putting a passcode on the search engine.
You are a bad parent, Ian, but...
I reported myself to social services.
Was he watching your show on talkTV at least?